Good day and welcome to another episode of Political Arena here on S24 television. My name is Abubakar Turaki. In today's digital age, information travels faster than ever. While social media has made it easier for people to express their own opinion and have access to news, it has also created opportunities for the spread of fake news and hate speech. False information can damage reputation, incite violence, influence elections, and undermine national unity. Hate speech, on the other hand, has a political potential. It deepens ethnic and religious coloration, political division, and threatens peace and social cohesion in our country, Nigeria. Nigeria continue to strengthen its democracy. There are increasing needs to understand the legal boundaries of freedom of speech, the consequences of spreading fake information, and the possibility of both citizens and media, how they can cohabit, and what are the legal implications on that. To help us examine this important issue, we are joined by Barrister Zab Muktar Ruma, a legal practitioner who will share her own experience and expert view into the law governing the hate speech, fake news, and the citizen right in our dear country, Nigeria, and what are the possible consequences of violating this law. Barrister Zainab, welcome to Political Arena here on S24 television.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Barrister. Can you please introduce yourself to our audience?
My name is Zab Muktar Ruma. I'm a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. I am from Katsina State, born and raised. That's pretty much it.
Thank you so much, Barrister. So, Barrister, from your own legal expert and from your own legal lens, what is hate speech from the legal perspective?
Well, I would say that hate speech is, creating or publishing any information about a person online that violates the person, threatens the person, discriminates, or tarnish the person's image online or offline.
That is hate speech from your own legal expert. Thank you so much. So, is every false information considered as a fake speech under Nigerian law?
You said?
Is every false statement and information considered as a fake news under Nigerian law?
I wouldn't say, because there isn't a law about fake speech precisely, but then there are laws that protect a person's image. There are statements that you make that might be defamation of
character.
Character. So when you do that, it could amount to criminal defamation, which you might be punished. It could be imprisonment. It could also be a fine, and it could be both.
So why have hate speech and fake news become major concern in Nigeria today, looking at the political situation in our country?
I feel it's the social media contributed a lot to it, because with social media there is little or limited control of people that come out to say things. If you have your phone, you have your data, anywhere in Nigeria, you can just stay in your room and say what you want to say, and you publish it out there for a lot of people to see,
to consume.
Exactly.
Despite the fact that it was all fabricated lies.
Exactly. Or in the recent eras where there are news stations,
newspapers, magazines,
which are controlled, and then they have a reputation mostly to protect. So they always post gendered
gender bias.
No. They always oh my God,
have a way of protecting people or exposing people.
Exactly. They get their news, they publish accurate news, or now that just anyone can publish anything.
Of course. Does the Nigerian Constitution guarantee freedom of expression without limitation, or there is limitation?
You see, that's where people get it wrong. I think Section 39 of the Constitution gives a person the right to like express himself as a citizen of Nigeria. But then people do not realize that right is subject to certain limitations. You cannot come out and just publish a hate speech about someone and then say you are just being expressive. Because if while trying to like express yourself, you are defaming another person, or you are promoting fake news, misleading the public, to cause violence, to
Havoc.
cause exactly. So if you are doing that, the Constitution cannot protect you to that extent.
So you have to face the full bullet of the law.
Exactly, there are legal consequences.
Okay, so what are the legal penalties that can someone face for spreading fake news?
It could be
Is it imprisonment? Is it fine, or both?
It could be imprisonment. It could be fine. In civil cases, it could be retraction. It could also be public apology and all of that.
Okay, so can person be prosecuted simply for sharing and forwarding false information on social media?
Well, I would say that would be subject to the court, and it would be entirely depending on the case, the kind of defamation, the kind of fake news that person promotes.
You are a Gen Z barrister.
Yes.
So what responsibility do social media users have before sharing any kind of information?
I would urge all the social media users to like verify news. You don't just see something. There is this thing that if I am to stay and publish something for my audience, if people keep reposting that and promoting it, they are like giving it out to wider audience. So I would say before sharing any information, I would say you should like try to verify it, try to figure the authenticity of that information before you share it to the next person. Simply because you have access to your phone does not give you the right to like mislead people and say things out there.
We are in the era of social media, and we know how those influencers have a very strong voice. Is there any law that can hold them responsible for inciting people?
Well, not really. There isn't any law currently which I know of that would say that will limit an influencer from inciting people. But then that influencer has to be acting according to the law. What you are doing online has to be legal. You cannot just come online to be promoting drugs and then expect the law not to work on you.
Yeah.
So long you are doing what you are doing is legal, there isn't any law I know that would like limit you.
We spoke about the traditional media and the presence of social media. So what roles should traditional media play in combating fake news? You might mention like before you post or even repost, make sure what you are doing, it came from a very authentic source.
Okay, so I would say I have noticed that the traditional medias are now moving into social media, which is a wonderful thing, by the way, because since they are the channels that can be trusted, I feel the traditional media merging into social media is a good thing.
So how can citizens verify information before sharing it, as you are also a social media user? Is it by seeing that blue tick?
No, I wouldn't say it's by seeing that blue tick. You have to like figure, first of all, what's the source of that your information?
Is it legit?
Is it legit, exactly? Or is it just something you randomly see? Who is posting? Who are you reposting from? What is the person's source? Why is the person putting that up? As a human being, if not anything, you should be able to tell, okay, this is somebody that has a good reputation and has been known for posting. There are channels online that okay, if this blog is posting this, it is definitely true.
Legitimate.
Exactly, because this blog is known for posting legitimate news, and also when they make the mistake of posting a
they
fake
apologize.
News, they apologize and like
Well, Barrister, what advice would you like to give to young Nigerians who rely heavily on social media for virtually everything? Because I came across one of my a friend, a distant friend. He was just asking me about one social media app. I just like confessed to her that I don't know. She was just amazed and she was shocked. So what advice will you give them?
Well, I would say as much as social media is a good space, as much as there are a lot of positive things on social media, I would say that too much of everything is bad.
Too much of everything
Depending
is bad.
100% on social media is not something I would recommend for anyone. And if there is anyone out there that does that, I recommend that person limit their social media interactions.
Thank you, Barrister. We're going on a short break. When we return, the conversation will continue.
Thank you.
This is Political Arena. Let's go for a short break. When we return, the conversation continue. Welcome back from that break. This is Political Arena. We're having conversation with Barrister Zab Muktar Ruma, a legal practitioner. Barrister, thank you for staying with us. Barrister, let us speak on the political aspect of fake news. You know, in the next 76 months, Nigerians are going back to elect their own leaders. So how can Nigerians use social media in ensuring good people see the light of the day?
Well, you know, social media is a platform that gives you access to a lot of audience. And if you have a candidate and you feel that candidate is a good person and that candidate has potentials, you can come out on social media and say them. But you should try not to say them in the way that it will mislead the public or cause any kind of religious tension or any kind of violence and all of that. So I feel it is a good thing to come out because, to be very honest, most of our youths out there are going out to vote. They don't even know why they are voting the person they are voting. But then if people come out online to like write about the person, and then we will be able to know more about the what
Those responsible behind that.
Exactly. So you know that more.
Okay, so what challenges do law enforcement agency face in prosecution of those offenses? What challenges does law enforcement agency face in terms of prosecution? Now, maybe you wanted to do your job as a barrister, or maybe some senior government official will just give you a phone call. Stay out of this case. How can we solve that?
Well, personally, I've never experienced that, and so I would say there is separation of power in Nigeria, and there is that for the purpose of check and balance.
Barrister, there is also fusion of power too.
There is that, but then even at that, the judiciary is
little bit independent.
Exactly.
Yeah, little
Not
bit independent.
little bit. I would say they are independent.
But Barrister, we have seen how the ruling party have been manipulating some of the court verdicts, allegedly.
You are not even sure of that. I don't think I'm in a position to comment on something I'm not sure of. I do not have enough evidence on. I really would not say anything on something I've not like.
You are of the belief and you have the perception that the judiciary are ultimately independent.
I am of the belief that they are ultimately independent, and even if you feel they are being influenced or coerced into making some decisions, maybe that's your belief.
But Barrister, so what can you say about the cases of like Walter Onange? Okay, let us not just dwell much. How can Nigerians strike a balance between protecting freedom of speech and maintaining public order?
You know, as I said earlier, simply because you have the freedom of expression, that does not give you
the avenue, opportunity.
Yes, that freedom of expression is subject to certain limitations. You cannot just go out and spread fake news, hate speeches on people, and then just say you have the freedom to be expressive.
So, beyond legal action, what other measures can help us to reduce hate speech and misinformation in Nigeria?
I would say awareness, like what
Awareness.
we are currently
Doing,
doing,
yeah.
like by letting people know how much fake news affect us.
Because we saw what happened in Rwanda, the genocide that happened between Hutu and Tutsi.
Exactly.
And it all started just as a fake news via radio broadcast, and it went ahead and claimed thousands of lives.
Exactly. So when people see cases like that, it like helps them to understand the effects of it. So when you make awareness to the younger generations, you make awareness to not even the younger generations,
even the older one.
Yes, I feel everyone out there, if they understand the gravity of what they are doing, I feel it will like limit the spread of fake news. Yes.
As a legal practitioner, what legal advice do you have for Nigerians to avoid legal trouble when expressing their own opinions online?
I would say whatever they are saying out there should not like be an attack to anyone or a threat, or like be a false information, whether recklessly or deliberately. It should not be that. So they should try as much as they can to like say the things, express themselves without harming another person.
Of course. What reforms, if any, will you recommend to strengthen Nigerian legal response to fake news and hate speech? Or you're okay with that, with the way things are going, or would you like to recommend any reform?
I am not really okay with the way things are going, but I would say
there are still reforms that needed to be done.
Yes, exactly.
Barrister, I want to ask you a little bit about your work. You know, I always want to have a conversation with a legal practitioner like you, and today I'm lucky I have you in the studio. Can you elaborate more? Because it's only on the judicial sector that you will see this house are saying that says Sharia Sabani Hankali. And what is the major reason why in Nigerian case, a person will just steal and you will cut him red-handed, and if you go to the court, they will continue to call him he's innocent until he's proven guilty. Yes. Why?
Because you know it's better to like let go of criminals than to punish an innocent person. Whether you can go as a witness, you can go to the court and give your
testify.
Yes, and give your testimony. So I would, since the judge that is judging it, they know, even if the judge witnesses that himself, that person, the lawyer needs to prove that beyond reasonable doubt or beyond balance of probability that this person commits the offense. That's so that you will not end up punishing an innocent person for a crime that person never commits. So I would say in that aspect, the law protects the person involved.
Well, so, Barrister, you came from one of the most affected areas when it comes to the issue of insecurity, yes. That is Katsina State. In your humble opinion, as a Nigerian, are you supporting state police?
State policy on?
State police, the creation of state police, yeah. Yes. Or you think they are going to complicate the issue of governance?
I don't think they would complicate the issue of governance because they like have more link with the grassroots, and most of these issues are coming
local.
From the they are coming from the grassroots. It hardly comes from someone outside or from someone so far.
It's within.
Yes, it's always within. So you know, the state police, I don't think they are complicating things
the issues.
Yes.
Okay, Barrister, we are still approaching election, and from all indications, this election is going to be one of the best elections so far. Inshallah. Because it's going to be between the ruling party who want to maintain the power and the opposition party who want to gain power at all cost. So what are your calls to Nigerians out there ahead of 2027?
My call to Nigerians out there is to know that they have the right to vote and to be voted for, and they should use their rights to vote well. They should go out, get their PVC, and also do not vote the party. You should vote the person. Simply because you are saying, oh, I'm for the APC, doesn't mean you have to vote every person that contests under APC simply because that person is under APC. Go learn the person. As I said earlier, if you ask most of the people out there, even those, including those that voted in the last
elections,
and those that have the intention of voting this election, they don't know why they are voting the person they are voting. What has that person promised to do for us? What has the person done so far? You understand? That person, who is that person as a person? You understand the core humanity of that person. Those are the kind of things that will affect us when the person becomes our ruler. So I will tell Nigerians to go out there, vote people they know, people they understand, and all of that.
Barrister, you're advocating for meritocracy instead of self-centered politicians.
Yes.
Well, Barrister, let's go for another break. When we come back, we're going to take the last part of this conversation.
Okay.
We are watching Political Arena here on S24 television. Let's go for another break. Welcome back from that break. Remember, you're watching Political Arena here on S24 television. So, Barrister, let's delve into the judicial sector in our dear country, Nigeria. I know you may be a little bit skeptical to speak to me, but some people are being, once if you say that you study law, the perception is you're not honest. You will go there and be just protecting people that are criminals. So what can you say about that perception that people have about those legal practitioners?
I feel honestly, I'm not one of them, so I don't know why they perceive us as, people that are protecting criminals. And I feel it's coupled with the fact that even as a criminal, you are still entitled to certain rights. So if the law is protecting those rights that maybe that you still have, that does not mean you are protecting a criminal. You understand? And I feel where there is where the judiciary do not exist, where there is no law, where there is a state of anarchy, a lot of things about like jungle justice keep happening. Take for example the recent case that happened in Kaduna, right? That woman could have been protected by the law, even
the woman that was lynched.
Yes, even if she was really a criminal, you understand. But then at the end of the day, they discovered she was innocent, but then she was punished for something she never did. So I feel that's a very bad perception of the judicial body, and I think people should refrain from looking at us that way.
From that angle.
Exactly.
Well, let's talk about like underage prosecution. So is there any law that can a minor be prosecuted for spreading fake news? We know how underage that have been using social media, maybe a child of 16, 17, even 14. Is there any law?
No, there are laws that for the infants. There are also correctional centers for the infants, for the underage. So it's not like the crime I commit is the same as a crime that another person, a little child commits. You understand? So there are the juvenile that is in charge of that.
Well, so Barrister, before I allow you to go, I want to ask you, Barrister, looking at the political tension here, is there any law that is guiding those that are in the political office? Because I believe with my little kindergarten of understanding of law, there is what you call, is it immunity?
Yes.
Yeah, protecting those executive. Barrister, don't you think that it's high time for us at least to retract that immunity? Because they have been using that in order to perpetrate some crimes.
Well, every law you see is not just made like that. If those people that are supposed to be holding Nigeria together are not immune to certain things,
extent.
Exactly. So what do you think will happen?
A lot.
If you can just walk into the office of the president and arrest the president, what do you think will happen to us?
The president is not going to be free to cater his own responsibility as Nigerian president. So, Barrister, let me ask you finally before we go. There is what we call rapid fire. I will just ask you so that you can respond to me.
Okay.
Classroom or courtroom, Barrister?
Classroom.
Okay. Constitution or case law?
Case law.
Okay. Rule of law or political influence?
Rule of law.
Democracy or development first?
Development first.
Bill or no bill?
Bill.
Okay. Election petition or constitutional amendment?
Constitutional amendments.
Social media, helpful or harmful?
Helpful.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Books or podcasts?
Books.
Okay, Barrister. What legal reform Nigeria must urgently treat?
That's a hard one.
Okay, one word that defines the leadership in our dear country, Nigeria.
One word that defines
leadership, yeah.
Sovereignty.
Okay. Your advice to every Nigerian in one sentence?
Be good.
Be good at all. Okay, finally, what message would you like to leave with your viewers on responsible communication and national unity?
I would say let kindness lead and let peace reign.
Thank you so much for taking your time to speak to us here, Barrister Zab Muktar Ruma. It's actually a pleasure speaking to you here. And I believe you are still going to come back to our studio to analyze some legal implications of what is going to unveil in the nearest future.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. That has been Barrister Zab Muktar Ruma. And this is where we draw the curtain of political arena here on S24 television. Thank you and bye for now.